Hi, welcome to Nutmeg Podcast once again. My name is Princeton. Andre Ayew's goal against Le Havre. Andre Ayew's goal for Le Havre against Lens last week in the Ligue 1 has reignited discussions about his potential return to the Black Stars team as the Black Stars gear up for the World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Madagascar later in March with 4 goals in the Ligue 1. Should he be given the last dance with the Black Stars? I've got Leroy Hawkson to do the analysis and some discussions with me. If you like this video, just comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Leroy, welcome once again. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, it's great to be here, and it's an interesting topic to discuss. Looking forward to dissecting it.
I mean, Charlie, it's a very interesting discussion, an interesting topic, I must say, because Andrea is a huge figure in the national team. But what do you make of his performances so far,
Well,
especially this season?
I would say that he's been very, very impressive. This season has been, how will I say this? Honestly, it's been. I would say that it's currently like this year, or should I say the start of 2025, that he has really picked up. Early on in the season, he wasn't really doing much, but um, in 2025, it seems like he has picked up form and he's doing quite well for the Havre in the Ligue. I think that um, he's basically up his game. He's figured out how he fits into the coaching system, how he fits into that team, and the way he will be able to, affect the transition and all of that. Yeah.
I think that for him to be being so instrumental in this Le Havre team is something special. At age 35, I mean, when he was moving to Le Havre, we all thought that this probably be the end for him, where he's going to just wrap up his career. But it looks like he's not backing down. He's fighting for more and looking to. He's just feeling like someone who wants to impress in the European scene and probably get a contract at a big club, especially um, after all where he's been to Qatar, our Sad, and then coming back to mainstream Europe. And we all know that he had to stay a bit longer off the field before he was handed a short-term contract with Nottingham Forest last season. And then after the end of the season, he didn't was not given any permanent contract. So it sort of cast doubt on his future as a footballer at the highest level. But Andre is not really backing down. I mean, especially this season, his performance against his very own Marseille, that standing ovation and chant from the Marseille fans, it really tells us the sort of player he is, Andre Ayew, and I'm so impressed with how far he's come as a player. Um, 4 goals so far this season. He's just behind Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, and I think Mohamed Kudu. So the fourth top scorer among the Ghanaian players in Europe. Laura, I think it says something, isn't it?
Yeah, it says a lot. It says that he's currently one of Ghana's best players in currently in terms of form and in terms of goal contribution. And he's not only doing it in the in any other league. He's doing it in one of Europe's top five leagues. So it begs the question that with him being in form, does he deserve a place in the Ghana squad? And I think that the answer is yes. I feel if you are in form and you are playing well, you deserve to play for your national team. And I think that Ayu has proven that he's currently in form and he deserves a spot with the Black Stars. Whether he will get it, that's another question altogether. Because from the looks of what Otto Addo wants to do, he wants to create a new squad. He wants to build a new Black Stars team as the Black Stars are transitioning, which is understandable because right now a lot of Ghana's players, or let's say the prime Black Stars team that helped us to the Brazil World Cup, the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, are basically getting to the latter part of their career. So therefore, they need to rebuild this Ghana team. And speaking with Ayew and probably some of the old guard will probably not. It's not the best way for us. Ghanaians have this tendency of when things are going wrong, let's look back and let's go back to what worked. We tend to say there was a time when Ghana wasn't getting a striker because Al was basically phased out of the Black Stars team. And despite the fact that the Black Stars, despite the fact that Jan hadn't really played football in a couple of months, fans were like, let's bring back Asamoah Gyan. I felt it was not the way for us to go. I felt like we needed to find a new striker at that point in time. Looking at the Ayew situation, do we have someone who can play the role of Dede Ayew right now, who is also doing quite well uh, in terms of his club and in terms of his football, and probably getting this kind of experience, getting this kind of step up playing for the Black Stars would help him basically elevate their career. I feel like there are a number of players who we can look at and say, yeah, these are players who we can look at. They are playing probably at the same level of probably maybe a step below the IU and be like, yeah, probably these guys are the ones we should be looking at and trying to develop into the next stars rather than focusing on the IU who is probably maybe has 3 more years left in his career, or maybe he has I don't know, I mean, just a number of years. Maybe we'll even get to 40, we don't know. But he just got a couple of years left in his career. So probably phasing him out and bringing in a more young player who can fit into his system and fit into Otto Addo's system and sort of develop him and sort of give him that shine so that he can become the star that we are looking for might be the best option. But for me, I feel like if you are playing well, if you are in form, and no one else is currently at your level right now, then the best person, you are technically the best person for the Black Stars. So therefore, you deserve that spot. And I think the day you has proven that right now he is the form player in the Black Stars and he deserves to be called up, at least considered to be called up for the Black Stars.
I mean, it takes me back to why he's been ousted from the team. When Otto Addo took over, yes, he wasn't at the highest level. He was without a club, so it was much easier for him to exclude him from the squad. He was questioned about Ayew's future with the team. He said, for now, Ayew is out of the plans. So the plan is to transition from his regime and to create a new team around Mohamed Kudus and the young guys. So it's much understandable. And a team that is under that transition and we are building for the future, it makes sense that you try and build around someone new. But then again, I look at the demands of the football's ecosystem and the fans, the team itself. What are their goals? The Black Stars want to qualify for the World Cup once again, and it looks like from the top to the bottom, everybody is on one same page that we all want to qualify. No matter what it takes, we have to qualify for the World Cup. So if you want to qualify with this team in this position, you need someone who has the experience, someone who can command respect off and on the field. And I think that Andre is putting himself in that position. Otto Addo might have his own way of doing things. He wants to build around Kudus. I'm questioning even how he is able to handle these young chaps. That is my problem. If Andre is coming back, how is he going to manage them? Maybe yes, Wilfred Schaefer is now technical advisor. He could handle that for him. But I thought that with the absence of Andre Ayew and some other big guys, Otto managing these players wouldn't be any major problem. But it looks like he's having it very, very difficult to do that. and it's affecting the players on the field of play. They're not playing with confidence. The decision itself to make Kudus the captain and then take it away from him, and then the number 10 jersey, all of that drama around it. It looks like he's not a man with authority, and so just have a certain player who can command respect, who can give the players a sort of morale, and can impact results on the field of play. Andre doesn't need 90 minutes to impact your games. He doesn't need that. He needs a chance, and I think that it's been very, very clear in his performances recently in the league. And I hope that he can just continue with it. If you look at his record with the national team, 24 goals. I mean, in the Black Star jersey, he's one of the best. He's the go-to guy when you need goals. So, Leroy, do you think that we should go in for? Yes, you've mentioned that. Yes, he deserves to be called, but is it a matter of now? I mean, all or nothing for us. If Ayew doesn't come in, then probably we would end up not qualifying for the World Cup.
Well, honestly speaking, with the fact that we didn't qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations has made me doubt our quality to qualify for even the World Cup. I feel like something is needed to change between us failing to qualify for AFCON and then now. But I don't know if anything has changed. I think the only thing different about this team is probably the fact that we have a new technical director, if I'm not mistaken. Aside that, I don't think anything really has changed. Oh, sorry. I also they changed the coaching. They basically twist sort of like mess around with the coaching team as well. Um, but was that really the problem? That is my question. Were the coaches the problem, or was there something else that was going on behind the scene? We will never know unless one of the players decides to come out and tell us what happened. We will never know. But we can speculate. And for me, I feel like um, there was some tension in the back room because look, most of the players that we have are some of the best in Europe. Some of them are doing incredibly well for their club sides in Europe. Thomas Partey, Kudus, Salisu. These guys are doing very well for their club sides. Unfortunately, when they come to the Ghana team, things just go wrong. And I, for one, believe that it's sort of like adjusting towards the tactical system. They failed to adjust to Otto Addo's tactical system, which till date I'm trying to still figure out what exactly he wants because one day he's playing five at the back, and another day he's playing four at the back, and he tells us that he's adjusting his system according to the opponent he's playing, which to me is like, okay, that's all well and good, but as long as you have a philosophy that the players can sort of figure out and be able to do know that this is the philosophy of the coach. This is what the coach expects us to do. He wants us to be a gang presence side. He wants us to be a multi system man, or he wants us to be total like he has a philosophy to guide us to victory. But every single match I watch, it seems like there's a completely different system being in play. And without that kind of system, I know when it comes to international football, philosophy isn't really that important, but a coach needs to have an identity. It's very important for a coach to have an identity so that the players that he has will be able to figure out what that identity is and match it as well. So that when a coach decides to make a tweak, they will still be able to identify what kind of football they are playing. But for me right now, I can't really identify what exactly Otuado wants from his teams
Yeah,
because
and
it's
that is a point that
yeah,
I was looking out to uh, making, because you don't see the clear plan of the man.
yeah,
You don't see how he wants to attack. You don't see how he wants to even create chances with this team, and it's been consistent. I don't think that after the game against Mali, we've seen a clear plan of Otto Addo. That is very worrying. And I mean, yes, in theory you would expect him to be transitioning the team, building something fresh that we all love to watch and see the exciting players that we have. But we are not seeing that. We are totally not seeing anything on the field from these boys and the Otuado. So it sort of brings us back to the fact that if this we are not getting anything, then why don't we just, I mean, put in the experienced guys, let them go, and then they are place of moments, they can fish out something in
Yeah,
the
but the thing
in
is that look, the fact of the matter is that sure the experienced guys are there, but the problem is right now what they should be doing is mentoring or sort of like guiding. Not trying to say that they go fully play on the field, but their main job is sort of like to guide the young guys and allow them to grow, be a sort of a platform for them to grow. Um, but we are not seeing that. We've seen sort of like a clearing of the experienced players. Okay, let me not let me mention. So Thomas Partey, I can consider as experienced. Inaki Williams, I can consider as experienced. Jordan Ayew will also fall into that category. But like the experience is not really there. We have a lot of players who haven't really played with this Black Stars team. In fact, now I think about it, let me even remove Inaki Williams because he's not experienced with this Black Stars team. He's not experienced the highs of 2010's World Cup. He's not experienced the lows of the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. He's not experienced any of our successful AFCON runs. That when I say successful, I mean getting to the semi-final, getting to the final. He's not experienced any of that. So I can remove him from that list. But the ones that have experienced those highs, experienced those lows, and all of that seem to have been phased out of the team, and a lot of inexperienced players have been brought in. Um, and the fact of the matter is, when you bring in experienced players, you are going to have an inexperienced a team that is now trying to find its footing. The fact of the experienced players is supposed to guide these young players and let them know that okay, this is how we do things around the Black Stars. This is what we want to see from you. This is what you need to be doing. And also, they are there to psych them up. So if they make a mistake, they don't allow them to be down and start messing around like we did against is it Sudan? Was it Sudan that we totally self-distracted after I don't know. Was it Sudan? I can't remember. But like we just need to self-destruct after an opponent just scores a goal against us. I remember Black Stars being a team where if they even get a red card, they would attack you and get the victory. That was how impressive the Black Stars were. They never, ever gave up, even if they were down. So I think that we've lost that experience in terms of having people there to guide these players to the next stage and allow them to grow and develop. And I think that it's a problem, and I hope that it's solved soon. And according to Otto Addo, he wants players who are informed and all of that. Ayu is informed right now. So if you bring him in, he's a former captain. I feel he would be able to get that response from the young players. But I don't know what exactly the plan is. We'll see what Otto Addo does because till date, I've still not seen that plan that the GFA say they have got and they have done. They have written down. I don't know if you have seen it because I haven't seen it and I am confused as to what exactly the plan is.
I mean, he mentions that it's more than goals. Football is more than goals and assists. Yes, I use scoring. So, but I mean, if the you need more than that. Ayew has it. Ayew has what you demand more from a player. You got what I'm saying? He has that
Yeah.
experience. He has that leadership skills. He's been there before. He knows how it takes to play at the biggest stage. So, I mean, what is and as I mentioned earlier, I mean, if you're not looking at building a new team and moving on, and you want to qualify, you need to get a result. That you are not getting in recent times. Why don't you just go back to the basics and find the players who can do the job for you? But Roy, let's make it brief and wrap up. What do you think would take for us to qualify? Uh, yes, we are playing 2 games in March, but
Yeah.
this could probably decide the fate of the team after March. We get to see where we stand in the after these 2 games. Where do you see the Blasters lying in terms of the chances of qualifying?
Honestly speaking, looking at the Black Stars over the last year was horrible. Like the team just couldn't win a single match. The team was just dismal. From Chris Hutton to Otto Addo, it's not been a very good side. Um, they failed to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since 2004. It's a team that has a lot of potential. Don't get me wrong, the team has potential. Some of the players that we've brought in have a lot of potential, and I feel with time they will be able to get to incredible levels. But the fact of the matter is, we don't need that right now. We need them to be clicked immediately, and they're not clicking. And we don't know when exactly they are going to click. Are they going to click right now, or are they going to click? It's like the 2006 Black Stars team that qualified for uh, the World Cup. I don't know. I don't know how quickly they are going to click, and that's my problem. And my another thing is Otto Addo system is another issue. He claims that he basically adjusts his tactics to fit his opponents, but it doesn't. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I feel like sometimes we rely too much on Kudus. So if Kudus is not having a good day, that's it. That's it. The Black Stars don't know what is going to happen. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. Especially when it comes to certain players, such as like Semenyo being played out of position, Inaki Williams being played out of position, and then we expect them to be doing the wonderful stuff they've been doing for their club sides. And then we say, and when they fail to do it, then we are all like, oh, they don't care about Ghana, they are playing whatever. But they are being played out of position. They're playing Semenyo as a nine, and Semenyo is not a nine. They're playing Inaki Williams as a nine. Inaki Williams is not a nine. So I don't know what exactly the problem is. I don't know how exactly we are going to solve it. But the issue of the fact of the matter is we need a system in place. We need a team in place to implement the system. And according to the GFA, they have that in place. They have the plan in place. And Otto Addo has the plan in place and all of that. But I'm not seeing it. It's clearly not being seen by any of us. And that's a huge problem because we need to be able to know what exactly the plan is by the GFA. And this hiding of the plan, I don't know what exactly they expect. I think do they think that when they release their plan, maybe opponents are going to see the plan and then they're going to what copy it, or I don't know what exactly the issue is. But at least if you're not going to give us the full plan, at least give us an idea of what exactly you want to do with this national team. But we are not having that. We've not gotten that kind of let's say we've not gotten that kind of summary to let us understand that look, this is what we are doing, this is what we are doing, whatever. And then we've not got an idea like let's say this is a 10-year plan. We are planning that we are building the Black Stars. We are going to make sure that they click. We are building this kind of system around them, blah, 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 blah. And then in the next 10 or so years, we'll have a very good Black Stars team that is going to be able to compete with the best of them, including England and whatever. But we don't have that. And that's the issue. We don't have that. All we have is silence and Otto Addo, and we are not seeing what we exactly we want to see from this team, and it's so frustrating because Ghana is one of the best on the continent, But right now, we don't look like one of the best in the continent. We honestly look like one of the worst in the continent. And that is honestly all I can say is that we have to point to the GFA and say, look, what are you doing? There needs to be a plan. And we need to know what exactly the team is planning on doing. Because the fact of the matter is, the GFA has clearly failed in one, explaining to us what the plan is, and two, implementing whatever the plan is, because we are not seeing anything. Because the last two AFCONs, we've been knocked out of in the group stage. The last one, I think we got only a draw, 1 point. We didn't even get a single victory. And that is a shame for a country such as Ghana. It is an absolute shame that that is the kind of results that we are getting. And the fact that this GFA doesn't seem to understand that they have or bear some responsibility in the poor results bothers me. It really does, because there, there needs to be accountability. Somebody should get up and say, look, we have reviewed, we have made mistakes, and we are working on solving them. But we are not seeing that from the GFA. We have seen the GFA basically pass the buck. Oh, we are also disappointed by the Black Stars' poor performance, whatever, whatever. So now it is not our fault. It is the players, the playing staff, the coaching staff. Sorry, the coach's fault. And then it's sad because we need to understand what your plan is, and you are not letting us understand the plan. And when everything goes awry, then you blame somebody else, and then we are like, okay, what so you are never in the wrong. Everybody else is in the wrong, but you are never in the wrong. So the GFA needs to basically come out, explain to us what exactly their plan is. Otto Addo needs to stop this. I'm tweaking my formation for every opponent, because you don't have a lot of time with the players you have. So if you are going to build a good team, you have to build them in a sort of system that they will understand, regardless of whatever tweaks you do. But I'm not seeing the system you are trying to put in place. And I think that you tweaking every time, it's going to confuse the players, and the players are going to be like, okay, what the hell are we doing? And we are seeing it on the pitch, because the players don't seem to know what the hell they are doing. So yeah, I think that the GFA needs to sit up, explain, to come to us, not necessarily tell us everything or their entire plan, but to let us understand that this is what we are planning on doing. This is a 20-year plan. This is a 10-year plan, or whatever, so that we understand what exactly you are trying to do, so that we don't have to speculate, and we don't have to look at things and probably make mistakes when we are analyzing the situation, and then you come out and say, no, 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 that is so. Again, the GFA needs to come out to explain to us what exactly your vision is for the Black Stars, what exactly your vision is for sports or football in this country, and explain to us how long it's going to take. How long do we as fans need to sit down and take this disastrous results that we've seen last year? We are hoping that it's going to be better this year, but I don't know, because the GFA hasn't shown us their plans.
Leroy,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll have to wrap it up here.
yeah.
Finally, in 1 minute, Chad, Madagascar, how many points are we getting? Quickly.
Chad, Madagascar. Look, the fact of the matter is, we have been so disastrous last year. I can't be like confident and say we are going to win. So what I would say is, for Madagascar, I'm going to say it's going to be a very difficult result. Madagascar is a very good team. They've proven it time and time again. They can surprise you. So I would honestly predict a draw for that match. For the Chad game, I am hoping for a victory, at least a 1-0 victory or a 2-0 victory. So those are basically what I predict for those games, because I think that Madagascar is a very good team. Chad is also a very good team, but I feel that they are the easier match out of the two.
Okay, Leroy, I'm grateful for today, and we'll leave it there. We'll see how it goes for the Black Stars, and if
Yeah.
Andre Ayew will join the team when Otto Addo names his squad. Guys, if you like this video, just comment, give us your verdict, and like the subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
All right. See you.